welcome to Thoughts Like Rabbits. Today we will be talking about the villainous, the vile Copperhead.
John Doe, more specifically.
For what we're going to talk about, Copperhead was first introduced in the original, the Batman, the Brave and the Bold, number 78.
In his very first debut, the first thing he did was make sure Batman was purely distracted with another crime. Trying to stop another crime.
He's just watching out of the shadows. Oh, looky, there! Oh, looky, there's Batman.
He looks thoroughly distracted.
Armored
truck, bunch of explosives. He's trying to stop the guys doing the explosives.
Then he goes. Then he goes over to where the cops are, they're protecting a visiting queen. I think she was. She had a crown on. She's like,
and the one.
Oh, a poor beggar man. Tell me, what is it you want?
Your crown. Snag. I am the Copperhead. Run away. Get away. And all the cops are just like, where'd he come from?
And then it's like,
that's the 7th time this week.
No, it was like 3 weeks. Copperhead's been tormenting the cops and Batman, just like, I'm getting away with so much. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure that his debut comic, Batman was kind of off his game for a while. That's why he got both Wonder Woman's and Batgirl's help to try to take him down, and even that was really, really tough. He's the one that came up with the plan. It was so dumb. I mean, well, their plan was to lure him out into the open by thinking that Batman's guard was down because of a love triangle. I mean, the news was eating it up, but Copperhead is just watching. Copperhead's just sitting there watching the computer.
This is the dumbest plan ever.
Just so dumb. What is he doing? And he even figures out that it's a trap, but he goes ahead and tries to steal the thing anyway. So just to because he suspects it's a trap, he sets off an alarm using another criminal.
Yeah, and the criminal's comment was...
No. When Batman gets there expecting to see Copperhead, and he sees a regular crook with a torch, and he's like, "Where's Copperhead?" "I don't know." Did he make you do this?" "Yes, and he scares me more than you do." I mean, the regular villains are just like...
The regular criminals are more scared of Copperhead than they are of Batman. Which tells you something.
It definitely tells you something. Batman's been wandering around for years and he's terrifying, and then Copperhead comes along and makes them want to poo their pants.
And that was before he even decided to become part snake.
This was long before he became part snake, if any of you actually care.
After the second failed attempt at trying to catch Copperhead using the exact same trap.
Copperhead tries going stealing some jewels, senses Batman's coming, and runs out and checks on him. Batman's like, "Wait a minute."
Gauntlet.
Was it a gauntlet?
No, actually it was a helmet.
It was a helmet, yeah. Trying to steal the famous helmet or something, and it was like, that was super valuable. Copperhead's one of those crooks that only does things for money. What happened was... Yeah, he runs in, trips it just to see if Batman will show up. Batman runs outside to go check on the girls, see if Batman's still with them.
And Batman had to run faster than Copperhead to beat him in his own game.
He's still distracted, but something still doesn't feel right. I'm gonna try again anyway. So he goes and does it again, this time actually manages to steal the thing and get out of there.
And Batman gets thoroughly distracted with the girls because, well, they stopped faking it.
Because Wonder Woman kissed her, was like, this is really Batman's off day, isn't it? I mean, he's really impressive despite that fact.
And then Batgirl and Wonder Woman go a little overboard and even tell him where to find their secret identities.
And Copperhead has listening devices
all over the place.
He's like overhears stuff like, I'm gonna find your identities. So he goes to where it is, and they chase him down, and it's like, ah! No!
read them.
No, I'm not sure if he did. I'm not sure if he did. I wonder if he was just standing there going, I got them. I don't think he even read them. Even if it did, I don't think it actually matters.
Yeah, when she chases after Copperhead, he goes, dives into the water and whatnot, and she's like, "Where is he?" Is it? I hate having to play the snake. I hate swimming.
And then it's just like he goes all. She follows him in. Bad girl finds it's a different entrance to the same cave. A little later, but Wonder Woman is taken out by some gas, and he's just looking at like.
She survived that. How she survived that? I don't know what to do now.
This is a lot of spoilers for anybody who actually hasn't bothered looking this guy up.
It's really hard to find those comic books. It's so hard to find him. It's like, where's Waldo of the villain universe?
Of the DC villains. Where's Waldo? Then he manages to knock Batgirl out by strangling her.
And Batman had to follow Batgirl because she figured out where he was hiding.
Really not Batman's day.
And then when Batman confronts him, his first instinct is to punch the snake in the face.
You never punch a snake in the face. You're supposed to grab him by the back of the head. His mask is like down like this, and it's
all he has to do is swing his head downward and scratch.
No, it's like
exactly what he did.
That's what it was. Batman got himself freaking poisoned because he's an idiot.
Copperhead laughed at him because he was an idiot.
Batman did manage to tie him up, and Copperhead's just kind of sitting there going, "Wow, Batman, you are so lame. I can escape at any time." Just sitting there, shouting at him, "I can escape anytime I want to," and everything. And he does it long enough for the girls to wake up, which probably took about 15-30 minutes. Well, no, it was about 30 minutes and Batman will be dead. But it was like the last possible second for Batgirl to show up and give him the antidote, and it's like, it's not how that works. That is what with the movies and comics, it's like the antidote immediately heals you, even though technically you should be dead by the time it starts working. No, you're definitely dead by the time it starts working.
Anyway, he was just sitting there that entire time. Batman didn't even tie him up correctly.
He's a master escape artist, and Batman didn't even tie him up all that well. It's like,
I can beat you! You are such an idiot! You are dying! When are they gonna get here?
Then when they get there, instead of capturing him, he escapes.
And it's caught by the police not long after.
Probably because he turned himself in. It's just so weird.
No, he didn't turn himself in. No, Batman turned him in. Just
tracked him down. Finally.
A little bit.
Tracked him down. He didn't go very far. I'm wondering if Batman was off his game because Copperhead's been on his case for like the past 2-3 weeks.
Which really annoys Batman.
Just getting so desperate to catch this guy. He goes up with the craziest plan he can possibly concoct. Anyway, when we see Copperhead again, this is where we're going to start showing images because we could only download so many. We could only find so many. The Society of Supervillains. SOS.
SOSV. Anyway, when he shows up there, he was kind of invited. But what you see is that first he breaks out of jail with the help of a friend who never shows up again.
That's the thing. Copperhead has a lot of friends for some reason. It's like, they literally give us... You look through his entire bio and you never once get any hint as to his backstory, which I think is kind of interesting because...
he's a relatively backstory.
pretty much every other villain, even the lamest villains, have like their own backstories, and he's just like, yeah, you guys know squat about me. Even Cadmus knows little to nothing about him. All they know is he's dangerous. We don't want to lose him. He's dangerous, but he's really good at what he does. Double guards, keep an eye on him. Double for him what would kill everyone else. Whereas everybody else's bios are like
super scientific.
blah 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 blah. This person,
blah, 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 blah.
this villain is used to be a blah blah blah, and then an incident blah blah blah.
Now we know nothing about this guy.
I know nothing. Just double everything. just double the guards.
Yeah, and you can see that he befriends people from everywhere.
I mean, he's got Russian friends, but we'll go a little more into that later.
In the secret society of supervillains, 2 people break him out of jail. Luther
and a friend we don't get to see later.
And Captain Boomerang, I think.
Anyway, Copperhead could just get out whenever he wants. I think he just kind of sees
jail
as
more
kind of like a mini vacation. Because, like, free food, and you have access to the bathrooms. Just nobody's going to really hurt you all that much. The heroes want you in jail, so they're not going to bother you once you're in there. It's like a tiny break. I'm going to be here just long enough for my jaw to heal. Then I'm going to go rob a bank. One thing to note is the first time you meet him there, or when a fake trap is sprung and all the reflexes are tested and everything, what you see is Copperhead's humor roll into play by Captain Cold freezes a robot of Wonder Woman, and then Copperhead picks her up by her feet and just swings. I'm gonna use Wonder Woman to bat Batman a whack. It's hilarious because
that shows us how strong he is.
Besides, and his sense of humor. I mean, he's got one. Then you got in. Well, and then he's tested by teaming up with Gorilla Grodd, who they both automatically don't trust each other.
Copperhead doesn't trust him. Doesn't trust Grodd because he knows Grodd will stab him in the back,
given the first opportunity.
Whereas,
but he still does the job.
But Grodd doesn't trust him because he doesn't know him that well.
He thinks he's an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, Gorilla Grodd kind of thought all humans are idiots, so you can hold that against him. Then you get, you see just times where Copperhead just doesn't have the time for it. The heroes underestimate Copperhead a lot because they don't know who he is or what he does exactly, other than he's a thief. He's a thief and assassin. Is that later on he becomes an assassin? But his main thing is that he's a thief. All the heroes underestimate him because it's like one punch and he's out, sort of, half the time. But then again, that's usually the strongest heroes that punch him and he's out.
Yeah. When he goes up against Kid Flash swings him around using his tail as a weapon. Copperhead takes after Copperhead figures out what Kid Flash is after Kid Flash boasts in his face, "You're not that smart." Copperhead goes, "And you are?" And then throws something at him, and next thing you see is Copperhead is gone, and so is the gauntlet but Grodd is captured.
No, I thought it was Star Sapphire that was with Copperhead at the time.
No, it was Grodd. He teamed up with him twice.
Yeah, Grodd got captured and Copperhead got away, having beaten Kid Flash. Kid Flash is getting up. It was Wally at the time. He's just getting up like, I didn't think he was that good. A lot of superheroes severely underestimate him, and therefore the audience kind of underestimates him a lot. the other villains, on the other hand, don't underestimate him in the fact that
they know full well that if he gets ticked off, they are on his hit list.
If they're on his hit list, they know they're dead. It's like the magic guy, whatever his name was, probably on the page there. The magic guy's like, no! I have to strangle him before he strangles me, because I'm not gonna survive. Okay, keep him as far away from me as possible. Just strangle him.
Flowers?
What? My powers aren't working. Yes, that was because he got in a little argument with Copperhead, and Copperhead went and he gets an idea in his head. He doesn't let it go.
It doesn't let it go very easily unless he's disproven. No proof, you get strangled.
Either prove him wrong or die. That's how it works. I mean, and then there's his. How does he respond towards girls in the comics? If it's part of a job, well, if he's teamed up with them, he will respect them. But if it's another girl villain, but
he will respect them. If it's a superhero, not so much.
if they're a superhero, he's more than likely going to actually try to, well, just go ahead and try to strangle him. I mean, in the Justice League cartoon that he was in, he flirted with Cheetah, and then Grundy came over and petted her, but
and said, "Pretty kitty."
But in Underworld Unleashed, where that was the first and only time the Copperhead had ever actually interacted with Cheetah, he was the one that came over and went,
I want to touch the kitty.
She hissed at him, threw him across the room.
Didn't start a fight or anything, just, I want to pet the kitty.
He's not a big flirt. He's just like, his only motivation is money.
And friends.
It's like friendship and money. Cause it's like,
and he was proven to be extremely loyal.
Despite a reputation of snakes and thieves. Can't trust a snake, and there's no loyalty among thieves. He has
and he will just go along with the flow with quite a few of the other villains. Just, okay, you broke me out of jail. What's the plan this time?
They give him a super serious, possibly highly expensive thing. I mean, yeah, in Justice League Unlimited, what you see is like there's one in the episode The Brain Train. You kind of see Copperhead in the background.
The Great Brain Robbery.
Sorry, the Great Brain Robbery. You kind of see Copperhead in the background, and when when Luther goes, anybody else want to test me? And Copperhead's kind of got this dumb look on his face, like, I do. Well, I want to see somebody dead. I want to see another fight.
Killer Frost and Copperhead had somewhat the same expression. I want to see a fight. And he actually did look kind of disappointed in the background when Luther just walked away. And nobody started a fight. I wanted to see a fight. That was something that came from the original comics. Just, he liked to see a fight.
Another example of his loyalty is in the movie, well, in the good, well, actually, in the actually
Parks.
No, the Samir actually no, they and the bio changed it so that was just his civilian identity for when he was working with Suicide Squad.
It is? Yeah. Not from what I read. The multiple Wikipedia things.
And they changed it recently. That particular Copperhead, well, no matter what happened, one person betrayed the group. They were he automatically targeted them,
which was something the original Copperhead did.
In the Suicide Squad comics, when Copperhead was teamed up, well, it was Chase Comics issue something or other. Do you remember what issue it was? 2, 3. Well, issues 2 and 3. No, 1, 2, and 3. One thing he ended up doing was, yeah, she was the good she was the one good guy in the group, so he actually he let his temper get the better of him and tried knocking her off the side of a cliff. she not only survived, but also managed to make it all the way to where they were going in the first place. So she was just like, and he was the only one who spotted her from the helicopter when they were escaping. Just
He was also
don't underestimate her.
He was also.
I'm impressed.
The reason he tried shoving her off the cliff in the first place is because he could tell she was dangerous. And when you're a half snake, she could easily shut off his snake half. Essentially. That was her powers. Being able to shut off other people's powers. In highly stressed situations, like dying.
What? One of the reasons why some of the heroes think that Copperhead is such an easy mark is because, like, this one time a hero goes after him, knocks him out in like 5 minutes because he bumped into a wooden fence. Bumped his head
That
on a
was
wooden fence.
because Copperhead was having an off day and he wanted to be left alone.
Just like, I just got out of jail. Can you let me rob in peace? Robbing a bank. No, because that's evil. Pow. Ow. He was just having an off day. Yeah, if you notice the switch, that's because our camera died earlier. Our battery died.
With Copperhead, it's... Yeah, another point of his humor is when he was with the Suicide Squad, hanging out with Chase.
They'll jump up because they heard something moving around. What was that?
He jumps
Just
in
the marmoset. Nom.
I just had lunch. Yeah, and purposely did in front of everybody.
Hawk and Dove kind of learned pretty quickly not to
Underestimate him.
For one particular, the particular reason is Hawk thought that all villains are superstitious and thought that by clipping, by yanking out his teeth, aka disabling one tiny part, Copperhead was going
to run away.
No.